My name is Patrick Ulacco. I am a Reiki healer and poet. I started working with Kev because I had all these big sort of visions. I had an end goal, and I really had no clue how to get there, and I was so overwhelmed that it just stunned everything in me. I wasn't taking action. I was stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts. So when I saw about Kev's course, and I had already worked with him previously for a men's group, I just knew it was the kind of thing I wanted to get into. We hopped on a call, and he was very flexible with me and very patient too. So it worked out really well where it became what felt like a customized package. And I think that's just the way Kev works with everyone. He sort of sits back and lets you run it the way you need it to be run. And he's just a constant pillar of support. And so if you have any concerns about working with him, just dive in, hop on a call, and he'll steer you clear. Big things that came up for me. A lot of the work that I do is very much focus on the emotional self, the spiritual self. And right off the bat, the first call with Kev got me aligned with my physical self. That was the first thing we focused on, and that means exercise and diet. And I didn't think that would create such a shift in my energy, but instantly it did, and there's always action involved. And something I really enjoy about working with Kev is that he gives you these action steps along the way, but it's your responsibility to follow through. So it really is a matter of how serious are you with the work that you're trying to do. He's going to give you everything you need, and it's up to you to act. Another thing that we worked on was direction and confidence. He had me avoid looking at the big picture for too long. So I had the big goal, but he had me focus on the short term. What can I do right now to get me closer to that goal? And that really cleared up a lot of things for me. It helped me see pieces, again, to help me get to that end point that I was having so much trouble getting to. And having that direction created confidence within myself, confidence that I didn't have. And so it was very simple as looking at what can I do right now. And when you start doing something every day, there's consistent progress, confidence comes with it. And that's something I never would have learned without Kev. Self-worth is another thing. Doing a lot of Reiki, and this is something that I'm new to as far as practitioners go. I've been practicing not as long as a lot of people in the industry. And so asking for money for something that is all about giving was really hard for me. And Kev was able to talk me through how to see the value in it, how to help others see the value in it, and how there is really no reason to doubt myself because it is giving and it comes full circle. And what did that lead to? That led to more action. So everything Kev does, it's to embody this masculine self, this self driven by action and goals and actually taking the steps to reach those goals. And so Kev and I had 4 calls within a 6-week period. Honestly, it was probably more than 6 weeks because he was that patient with me. And within those calls, I started coming up with more and more that I can do. And when I got off the call, it wasn't the end. And then it was time to actually do. And by the end of my time with Kev, I had paying clients, something that I didn't have before. When I got on the call with Kev, I was a Reiki healer, but I wasn't charging. I wasn't creating my own practice. That was a far-off dream. And by the end of my time with Kev, it has become a reality. And he has just insight after insight after insight. Every concern I brought up, he didn't bash me for it. He received it, he listened, he understood, and he had an answer for me. And a lot of his answers aren't like, you need to do this. It's suggestions. These are things you can do. And I can pick and choose what calls me what really stands out. But the whole point of it is taking everything that he's giving. And he gives you so much to choose from that it feels like you're just creating it for yourself. And so when I look back at all the things that I've done with Kev, there are times where it's like, I could have created this, but when I take Kev out of the equation, there's no way. There's no way I could have done it without his guidance, without his support, and without someone to hold me accountable. So I really highly suggest reaching out to him if you have a vision and you're having trouble getting there. If you have these tools but you don't know what that greater vision is, he can help you. And he breaks it down in a way that's so easy to understand. That's what blows my mind, is all of this, when it's broken down, is very simple. And Kev understands all of the complexities of it and can turn it in a way to make it simple. It's totally worth the time, it's totally worth the money, and you receive lasting brotherhood out of it. And above all else, I truly value the brotherhood that came from working with Kev. And I'm confident that we'll work together again. And I'm confident in myself. And so I know that as Kev continues to rise, I'm going to be right there rising with him. And that's thanks to the tools and the insight and the guidance that he provided me when I asked.